Virgo, what motivates and drives this mutable earth sign. Hey everyone, welcome to AstroScoop. This is Jeff, the astrology coaching channel that does a deep dive into the planets and signs of the zodiac. Today's video is my second Virgo video. We're going to talk about what motivates and drives Virgo, which is the sign of the maiden or virgin. Please check out my first Virgo video, which I just recently did. It provides a good overview of this very interesting and helpful earth sign. Here's an excerpt from my interview with my favorite Virgo, and please check out our first Virgo video where she answers other questions about being a Virgo. So as a Virgo, how do you find that you're fussy or picky?
So one thing I find one of my weaknesses is fussy. One is about clothing. So sometimes I wake up and, I get dressed in a nice outfit. And then I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, maybe sometimes I'm like, I like this outfit. But then 5 minutes later or something, I get fussy over it and I don't want to wear it. And I get so mad. I don't want to wear this and I just want to, I'm not sure what to wear. And I just want to look perfect for the day.
Aw. I
Oh,
totally
sorry.
understand that. And, Virgo people, including kids, Virgos are fussy and like things just so. So what about your eating habits?
So I like a lot of things. I eat protein, vegetables, stuff like that. But sometimes I get picky about my food. I'm sure a lot of people do.
Yes.
But I get picky about my food, like sometimes when my mom makes Mexican food, she makes me quesadillas and stuff with her own melted cheese and stuff.
Yummy stuff. Yeah.
I don't like that. So some things I'm just I don't really want that. So yeah, I'm very picky about stuff. Well, I'm not that picky, but I am pretty picky. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And that was another excerpt from my favorite Virgo. And stay tuned for future updates where we'll have more questions.
So Virgos, a pro tip is to be careful of myopic vision. Be careful that your view is not too slanted and right in the middle where you're not seeing the forest from the trees, so to speak. So seeing the bigger picture is not necessarily Virgo's forte. So it's a good idea to try to work on that. And that can be learned over time.
I will talk about the 3 decadents of Virgo. So as we know, Virgo is the 6th sign of the zodiac. It lies right in the middle. So it's very much a mediating or balancing sign of sorts. Virgo's key phrase is I analyze. Virgos love to analyze and assimilate information in a practical and productive way. If you're born between August 26th and September 2nd, you're born during the Virgo 1 period. So these are Virgos that are ruled by Mercury and that are also sub-ruled by Mercury. So we're dealing with double Mercury people here. These folks are very structured and service-oriented. Have to be careful because they need to help so much. They can suffer greatly when they have emotional pressure, and they can also suffer because dependent, overly clingy people can attach themselves to this type of Virgo because of that need to help. Early Virgo energy can be very self-effacing, humble, and reserved. Virgo's confidence tends to come from being a craftsman or craftswoman in regards to how well they work and how hard they work on their projects. So that they can have a very, very good and solid sense of confidence in terms of what they can do for others or what they can produce. But at the same time, they could lack self-confidence and not have a strong sense of themselves or their worth. So it's imperative for Virgo 1 people to build their self-esteem and integrate their emotions as much as they can so that they're a whole person and they're not just giving and serving and working. The misfire for a Virgo 1 person is they can be very rigid. With all that earth energy, they like to build systems and do things in a very systematic way. They can become rigid and neglect sort of their emotional lives or their inner lives. So the celebrity I'm going to pick for this Virgo 1 period is Michael Jackson. Of course, we lost Michael Jackson a little over 10 years ago, and I think it's indisputable that Michael Jackson was indeed the king of pop. He was not the best singer in the world. I don't even think he played a lot of instruments, but there was something about his presence, his voice, his dancing, and the whole package that he put together and built this brand for himself, this Michael Jackson brand, that was pretty amazing. And Michael Jackson's perfectionistic work ethic was noted in many articles detailing the early Virgo energy. If you're born during the week of September 3rd to right around the 10th, this is Virgo 2 energy, and this is the week of the Enigma. So these are Mercury-ruled Virgos, and the sub-ruler is Saturn, adding a Capricorn influence or flavor to these tasteful Virgos. So taking the Virgo penchant for analysis, Virgos do that no matter what period they're born in. In this particular week for Virgo 2, adding the Saturn influence gives them a little more structure, and they really, not only do they serve, but they have a strongly practical bent. They tend to be quite responsible, and combining the Mercury influence and the Saturn influence, they are often very thoughtful people. Virgo 2s are discriminating, they tend to have high standards, and like Virgo 1s, can also be rigid and a little picky. And Virgo 2s tend to be helpful and friendly, but also detached at the same time. So in a sort of quiet, earthy, shy way, they're sort of detached. The celebrity I picked for Virgo 2, September 3rd to the 10th, is Freddy Mercury, the late singer and showman from the group Queen. Freddy Mercury is often cited as one of the greatest rock or pop or operatic singers of all time. And while I don't like all of Queen's music, I think I can agree that Freddie Mercury's package, his Virgoan brand, the hard work, the showmanship, like Michael Jackson, was undisputable. And Freddie had a very clear and strong message in his songs. He was very exacting and very thoughtful in his lyrics. And it really got out to the masses as if he were just an everyday person, which is very typical of Virgo 2 energy. Virgo 3 is September 11th to right around the 18th or 19th. These are late Virgo people sub-ruled by Venus or Taurus coming up on the Virgo-Libra cusp. The Virgo 3 people are also structured. They're also thoughtful, like the first two periods. But this particular period ends a Venus or Taurus bent, and they're very capable, very hardworking, but they're more willful and they're a little more stubborn. This is some very deep earth energy here in the late Virgo 3 period. They can be very demanding as workers or bosses or even parents. So it would behoove Virgo 3 people to take up yoga or Tai Chi, meditation, or do anything that can let them escape a little bit, let them chill out with their standards, and not become too judgmental. Born during the week of September 11th to the 18th is the musician and songwriter Moby, who was born in Harlem, New York. He was born in 1965. And if you listen to Moby's music, his music is very mercurial. It's also inner and reserved and sort of quiet, which is very associated with late Virgo energy. Now, in real life, Moby is very much a passionate animal activist. Virgos are often the sign of pets or domestic animals, and the sign of Virgo usually has an innate ability to communicate and care for animals effortlessly. So Moby's a good example of a Virgo 3 person. An honorable mention for another Virgo 3 person is the American pop and jazz singer, and he's also a pianist, which is Harry Connick Jr., and he was born on September 11th, 1967. He's done songs for movies, and he's also acted as well, and he's mainly known for his piano work. Thanks so much for hanging and talking about Virgo and what motivates this Earth sign. Stay tuned, Libra is coming soon. And let me know what kind of videos you want. Please comment, like, subscribe. Until the next one, stay safe and be yourself.